I am going to explain a very amazing Chinese drama. This drama is the Chinese remake of Boys Over Flowers. At the beginning of the drama, the female lead says, "Being an 18-year-old girl, I never thought that my real life would be like this. I will be all this. My name is Shanghai, and I am an ordinary 18-year-old girl. This is my mom, who is very loud and healthy too, and I love her very much. She had come there with her mom to buy groceries. After that, both of them went home. She cooks the food, and then Shinkai is tasting it when her mother scolds her and says she is crazy, that these are for our customers. You have turned 18, but your actions are still childish." In the next scene, Shanghai tells us that I made up my mind to take admission in Mingi University so that I can expand my mom's business and earn more, so that more people can enjoy our food. After this, she goes to her dad to deliver the food and says, "This is my dad. He is an ordinary manager, and at the same time, he is a good husband who loves his wife very much." In the next scene, he is seen in a tea shop, on the phone, and tells us that this is my high school classmate Shu, and that we both have a part-time job at a men's tea shop. Then both of them see their results together, and they come to know that both of them got admission in the same Mingde University. She gets selected, due to which both of them become very happy. After this, she goes to Mingi University, and she studies there. She was very happy to come, and in the next scene, one of her friends, Chan, tells her, "I am very happy that we both are together. I have been selected for the university. Now we high school friends will always remain best friends." Then a girl came in front of me. Then comes a girl named Lee, who was also Sakai's high school classmate. The three of them were happy to be together again at university. Then she asks Lin, "Why did you both take admission in the same university?" Then Chan says, "Because I don't want to go away from it, I wanted to. And now I have become Shanghai's classmate again." Then I said to him, "Shanghai, it's good that I know you. Otherwise, I would have felt very lonely here." Then Shakai says that from now on, we are best friends for the next 4 years. And the next day, he runs away. She goes to attend a lecture where a guest named Mr. Bob is invited. Seeing him, Chan said, "I can't believe that our university has invited Mr. Bobby. I will go and tell this to my parents. After that, Mr. Bobby will go there." They give speeches, and Shakai also clicks their photos. In the next scene, Shakai is showing those photos to her friend Lee. Then everyone there starts clicking photos of the 4 students, and Shankai's phone falls down after colliding with them. Then the girl said to them, "Hey, this is the F4 group, let's go and see it." Saying this, she goes to see them. After this, she got suspicious. She goes to pick up her phone, when a boy in green shoes steps on her phone and walks away. Shakai tries to pick up his broken phone. She starts following him, and when she comes out, she sees that all the students were clicking photos of F4. So she was about to go into the crowd and hit the guy, but we see that it was not F4 but Mr. Bob in the next scene. She comes out of the principal's office because the principal scolded her badly for hitting Mr. Bobby. After this, she is looking at her broken phone when Chan comes to her and says, "I am sorry, Shakai. I couldn't protect you." "But why did you attack Mr. Bob?" Shakai says, "I did not hit Mr. Bob, but a member of a 4 group. She broke my phone." Lee said, "Who is this F4? Then Chan says, "Then one." The girl came there and said F4 is the most popular group in this university. Then she came to them and said, "My name is Keiji Shakai," said this is F4. When asked why they are so popular, Keiji tells that all 4 of them are senior students of Mangda University, and they are all very handsome. And talented too. Now we are shown the F4 members, and Keiji introduces them and says that his name is Jill, who is interested in music, and the other 3 are named Jimin Meiju and Dao Ming. These 4 are the eldest students of this college. The attraction is that he is not only smart, but his taste is also very good, and he also respects girls. They are friends since childhood, and it is impossible for a new member to join their group. They also challenge the players to join any new group, try to defeat them in card games. Till date, they have not won even a single game. The 4th member of this group is Dao Ming, who has expertise in finance. This is the reason why he has become a millionaire at the age of 18. Hearing all this, Shakai says, if he is such a genius, then he should apologize for breaking someone's phone. Then Chan said, yes, we will go to his club if he doesn't apologize. We will challenge them in a game and defeat them. Then KG said that challenging them is not that easy. So first, you will get Joker. This Joker is invitation card of F4, because many people used to challenge him in the game. That's why he made a rule that whoever gets the Joker will compete with him. But if you join the challenge with him, then you have to clean the school for 1 semester, or sit in water for half a day, or the school's biological. You will have to stay in the lab for the whole night, and he can give many more such punishments. So do you still want to challenge him? If you want, then no one answers him. Then KG says this is his club only. Then he wishes them good luck and leaves from there. After this, they ask all 4 F4 to come out. Chan even starts challenging them. Then Lee fearfully says, come, I think he is not here, so we should leave. Then Chan said to Shikai, after hearing what I have heard about him, it doesn't seem that we will find them so easily. Then all 3 of them looked back and saw 4 members coming there. Shikai went to them and said, so you are the boy with green shoes. You know how my phone got broken. So Daomin says it is not our job. So Shikai said that you have broken it by putting your foot on it. Then they all ignore him and go away from there. Shikai goes after them in anger. She is about to do so, but Chan catches hold of her and stops her. In the next scene, Shikai is making a cake at her home when her mom arrives there. She came and asked, what are you doing? Shikai said, Mom, tomorrow is my friend Lee's birthday. I am making a cake for her. The next day she takes the cake and gives it to Lee. Seeing him, Lee says to her, you know, today is the first time someone has made a cake for me, so I'm suspicious. She says that I did not have money to buy a cake, so I made it myself. Then both of them went to take a photo with the cake. She goes inside and Shikai is clicking Lee's photo when Lee's foot slips and the cake falls on Dao Ming's face. Dao Ming falls and looks at them angrily. Then Lee says, I am sorry. I did not do it intentionally. Dao Ming said, if an apology would have worked, we wouldn't have needed to call the police. Then Lee goes to clean the cake off his face, but Dao Ming pushes her down, and seeing this, Shikai goes to him and angrily says that he did not do it intentionally, and she even apologized to you. Then, how can you be so selfish? Do you think that because you are popular in school, you can do it as much as you want? First of all, you broke my phone and didn't even apologize to me. Dao Ming pulls her towards himself and says angrily, you have so much guts saying this. He goes from there in the next scene. Lee says to him, Shikai, why did you fight with them? Then, she said, I don't know. I get very angry after seeing it. Okay, I won't do it again. After this, when she opens her locker. There she finds a Joker card, and looking at it, she says, so Dao Ming is challenging me, but I don't have time for that. No. After this, she goes out and shouts loudly and says to herself, these stupid people, I have come here just to study. I did not want any Joker card. Firstly, she broke my phone and then embarrassed me in front of everyone. These are bad members. I hope tomorrow aliens come and block their phone signals so that they can never use internet in their entire life. And zombies come and eat their faces. Then a boy says, and then what next? This is Meiju, a member of the F4 group, to Shikai. Seeing him, he feels very awkward because he had heard all his words. Then Meiju says that if our face, you will be happy if zombies eat you up, Shikai said. So now you also want to bully me. After all, you're also a member of F4, right? Meiju says, I really have no interest in other people's matters, and leaves. In the next scene, Dao Ming is playing a basketball match, and one of his fangirls was clicking a photo with him when he calls Shikai to him. She says, I like that boy, when I give him the water bottle. Then you make our video. Shanka says yes to this. After this, the girl gives a bottle of water to Dao Ming. Then Dao Ming goes to Shakai and says, are you making my video? Saying yes, he snatches the phone from her hand and takes it with him and goes away. In the next scene, Shakai is seen delivering food. She was finding that house a bit strange while she was taking it. Then she goes inside and tells her customer, here is your food. But that customer is none other than Dao Ming. Shanka E is shocked and asks, did you order food? Dao Ming says, yes, you did. You should be happy that I am supporting your family. Shanka starts leaving from there. Then he stops her and says, "Till now." Saying that I did not check the food, he opens a food box and looks at it and says that this does not look right to me at all. Shakai said, "Don't eat it. I will take it back. I know you are bullying me. You know my mom also. How much time did you spend cooking?" Doming said, "This is how you behave with your customers." Shakai said, "You are good." "Do not behave as you deserve," Domon angrily says. "Say it again," Shakai said. "I had heard that F4's behavior is very bad. That's good. But looking at you, it doesn't seem like that at all. You should be ashamed of yourself." Hearing this, Daomon got angry. He throws the food on her face, which makes Shankai feel very bad, and she leaves from there. Then she stops on the way and watches A. She is cleaning her clothes with water from the tap when two boys come there and start misbehaving with her. Meiju comes there and chases them both away. In the next scene, Shakai is crying a lot, and while crying, she tells Meiju, "Why did Du Ming do this to me?" Meiju asks her to wipe her tears and go in front of him and do the exercise. While doing this, he said that whenever you feel like crying, then you should do a handstand. This will prevent you from crying in the next scene. Shakai comes home and takes off her jacket and puts it inside the bag so that her mom doesn't know about all this in the next scene. She is having a dream in which the members of F4 were asking her to eat sleepers. Then suddenly she wakes up in fear. The next morning, she is having breakfast with her mom and dad and keeps remembering the kiss Du Ming gave her. Remembering the way she was bullied, she quickly finishes her food and then shouts angrily, "I will go back and fight with them." After this, she gets ready to go to college and leaves for college in anger. Chan seems to be greeting her, but Shakai avoids him and heads towards the college, where she angrily calls out Du Ming's name. She screams and then runs towards him and kicks him in the face, causing Du Ming to fall down. And then showing the Joker card given by her, she said that no one can bully Shankai so easily, and then she threw away the card. She leaves from there. After that, Kai goes to the rooftop and takes a selfie of herself, because after teaching a lesson to Doming, she was very happy, and Doming's friends wrapped a bandage around her, and then Meiju said that this girl is not an ordinary girl. Otherwise, his friend Injil said that Doming deserved to be beaten. "We should celebrate. Let's make a video of it." They make it, and then while making the video, he says, "Look, we have found a mummy that is many years old, and there is an injury on its head. Maybe some girl must have kicked it." Then all three of them clicked a photo with it, and then Jijal asked, "How much is this?" If I would have been in Damon's place, I would never have gone to that college again. Then Damon regains consciousness, and seeing his bandage, he asks, "What is all this?" "Hey, I remember that crazy girl really kicked me. I will break her head." Then Meiju tells him, "You know, Shakai, when she was going after delivering food to you, two boys misbehaved with her." Duming said, "What do I have to do with this? How stupid were both the boys that they found the same girl." And then her three friends left from there without removing her bandage. They leave, and then Doming also follows them. In the next scene, after the class is over, Shakai is with his classmate. She tells Jinhui that she has made some notes, and she gives her your email, and she will send it to you. Then Jinhui's friend says that you know very well that Jinhui likes Daomon, but still you are flirting with her. Shinkai says, "No, so I am not at all interested in that." Then Jinhui said, "You are the most famous student among the freshers right now. First of all, she hit Mr. Bobby, and after that, F4 member Dao Ming also got shocked after hearing this and said, 'So you people are making me look bad. But Do Ming wanted to ruin my life. He even gave me the Joker card. So should I let him go like this? I should have given it to you.' Then Jinhui says that you are a new student here, so you should respect your seniors by saying this." She leaves from there. After this, Shakai again goes to the rooftop so that he can meet Meiju again, but Meiju is not there. No, in the next scene, Meiju is playing some music, and then Shakai comes there and says to him, "I am sorry. I disturbed you. I came to return your handkerchief." Then Meiju said, "Keep it with you. I will never give anything to anyone. Saying that he will not take it back, he starts to leave from there, but Shakai stops him and thanks him, and says if you had not come there tomorrow, then a lot could have gone wrong. So Meiju says you must have had some misunderstanding. I helped you because I can't tolerate this, said Shakai. Can I meet you again on the rooftop? Meiju refused and left from there. Goes in the next scene when Shakai comes out of the college. 2 men came to pick her up, and they tell her that you come and sit in the car. Doming wants to meet you. He said he will pay for your phone and also apologize to you. Hearing that he will also ask for it, Shakai sits in the car. In the next scene, we see Shakai being forcibly made up at Duman's house. This was being done. After this, a man comes and asks, is Shakai ready? Then Shakai comes in front of him. Then that man sprays perfume on her and asks her to come with him. After this, the man takes her to a room and tells her to wait there. Dao Ming is going to be here in a little while, Shakai asked. What does he want? So the man said, don't worry. Dao Ming is he is a boy. He will not say yes to you. After this, Shakai starts waiting for him there. Then she sees the childhood photos of A4 members seeing him. She said how cute Dao Ming was in his childhood. Then she saw that Dao Ming had arrived there, and she became suspicious. She angrily says, where is my phone? I have to go home. Then Dao Ming asks her, do you like Meiju? She is doubtful about this. She said, what does it matter to you? Why did you bring me here and why did you make me dress up like this? Then Demon says, you have seen your temper. If you listen to me, then I will let you be my girlfriend, and after that, you will be mine all the time. Will you stay with me? I will take you away from school for a week. I will get you good snacks at school. I will even help you in doing your homework. I will help you when we play a game. I will let you beat me, and I will also take you on a trip. You should be happy to know all this. Hearing this, Shakai said, Kush, you must be joking. Where are my clothes? I need to change. I don't know if you're crazy or something, but I don't need this special treatment from you. Doming, he said in anger, you have to agree with me. There is nothing in this world that I don't have. You yourself understand what is this. But Shakai said, but you can't get me. Even if you bring the whole world and put it at my feet, I will never get a boy like you. I will not date you. Then she throws her heels on him and walks away. In the next scene, Shakai is sleeping, thinking that a crazy guy took me to his house, but I will never become his girlfriend. But then he said, what do I want? She thinks about Meiju and then says, I think I know what I want. In the next scene, Sakai is at college with her friend Lee. While she is leaving, F4 members also come there. Then Shakai and Doming leave while looking at each other. Then Lee tells them, she said, I think Dao Ming was looking at you right now. While on the other hand, Dao Ming says to his friend, you know Shakai. She has been attracted towards me. I already knew that no girl can avoid me. However, I have an idea. We girls hide in the room and pretend to be ghosts. I bet Shakai will be very scared. She will go. Then Jemin said, you are talking about hiding in the girls' bathroom. Have you gone mad? Then Meiju says, I will not become a ghost. Then Jimin says, and hitting a girl is also not a good thing. Hearing this, Dao Ming says, who told me I am about to hit him? I just wanted to prank him, but all 3 of his friends refused to do it. Then Dao Ming got angry with them and left from there. In the next scene, he again tells them his plan. Why don't we do some fake cock? Bring a roach and put it in his bag, and he gets scared as soon as he opens the bag. Then his friends stop him from doing this also. Then Daomin started saying, then we will buy some onions and paint them to look like apples. Then when she eats them, her eyes will start dancing. Tears will come. Then his friend says that we do not have time to do these useless pranks. In the next scene, a professor in the class. All the children are asked what nutrients are present in a banana. Only then Chan stands up, and all the children are asked what nutrients are present in a banana. He tells them about the nutrients, due to which all the students get very impressed with him, and then Chan tells them all that I am from a family of banana farmers. That's why Ji-John asked me if your family has ever slipped on banana peels. Chan says, we know how to avoid it, and throws a banana peel and steps on it, but it doesn't slip on it. A4 either. They come there and see him. and all the girls in the class are very impressed with Chan. In the next scene, Shinkai is with his friend. She is working part-time with Yu at a tea shop and has told him everything about A4, so Shu says that maybe. So is it that Doming is interested in you? Then, Shikai says, no, he was doing all this to trouble me, but I will not let him succeed in his intentions, so you say that he has bullied you, so he must be a bad person. Now I am also with you, by the way. After listening to your story, it seems that the rest of the members of F4 are also bad. After hearing this, Shinkai said yes, but one of them is different, but I cannot explain it to you. Saying this, she starts smiling, then she tells Meiju. She becomes happy to see him coming to her shop, but at the same time, her friend Nasal also comes and tells her that you are working here part-time. You do a job. Then Meiju orders 2 milk teas for her, which makes Shanka-e very happy. After this, she goes to get the milk tea. Then her friend asked, who are these people? Shikai said, these are the members of F4. Then Meiju takes the milk tea from there and goes away. After Shikai tells her friend that her name is Meiju, then Shabu says, so this is the boy who is different. Is he here? When Shikai says he came to see you, she refuses. In the next scene, Shikai goes to the rooftop again to meet Meiju. But Meiju had not come there even today. Then she starts looking at the map of Asia there, and she keeps saying to herself that, what is the difference between Shanghai and Paris? Then Meiju came there and said, there is only a difference of 7 hours. I wish the time was a little earlier. I could not walk on this. Shankai said, I have a classmate whose name is Time. I will tell him to leave a little early, Meiju. When he looks at her, she says, I am sorry. I am not that funny. Then Meiju smiles and says, but you are a weirdo. You are a girl. In the next scene, we see Jinhui, who sees Shikai with Meiju, and then goes to him and says, Shikai, you hooked up with Meiju so quickly. Then Shikai says, I was just talking to her on the rooftop. Then Jinhui's friend said that your smile shows that you like him. After this, Jinhui says that he is your classmate. As my friend, let me give you a favor. Meiju has liked a girl for a long time. Look, this girl is Tang Jing, and they are a perfect couple. Tensing is returning from France after finishing her studies. Shakai gets sad on hearing this in the next scene. Meiju is looking at a girl's photo when Shakai comes there, and Meiju says to her, you are looking very cute today. Saying this, he kisses her and leaves from there. In the next scene, Shikai goes to college. Doming was smiling seeing her, but when she avoided it and went away, Doming stopped her and went to her and said, you know, I want to try a new hairstyle. I want to, but because of you, I couldn't change. Anyway, I look like a dancer. On this, Shinkai said, dashing word. It is used for a gentleman which you are not. Then he said angrily, you are making fun of me once again. Kaho Shikai said, yes, I will make it. Then Daoming's friend comes there and tells him that Tensing has returned. Hearing this, Daoming, he quickly left from there. In the next scene, we see Tensing, who hits all the A4 members one by one, and then she smiles. While doing this, she went to Meiju and said, Meiju, I have returned. Saying this, she takes the right away. Shikai felt very bad seeing this. And then she says, in her mind, is this the girl whom Maju likes? In the next scene, F4 and Tensing are having dinner. Then Tensing asked Daoming, where is your sister? Then Daoming said that she got married and she is living with her. When she went abroad with her husband, Tensing said that you were very close to your sister, so you feel very lonely without her must be happening. That's why Jimin says, but right now a girl has taken all his attention, and her name is Shikai, so Daoming them. While scolding him, he says that you cannot compare her with my sister. After this, he says to Meiju, Meiju, why are you so quiet? You should be very happy with Tensing's return. You are still as introvert as before. To this, Tensing says that people don't bother him, he is an introvert. Then Meiju angrily says, I am not an introvert. Tensed, you have lost your on why she took those vulgar photos. Tensing said, because I liked them. Meiju said, but I did not like you at all. You are not that kind of a girl. To this, Tenzing says, I know you care for me a lot, and that is why I like you the most. Saying yes, she kisses him. Next day, Shanka comes to college and she sees Meiju with Tenzing, and then she thinks I say, Shanka, what are you thinking? Meiju was never mine. From now on, I have nothing to do with F4. Now I am good, I will study from and focus on my career. In the next scene, when Dao Ming comes to Shinkai, Chan goes to him and says, he says that I want to talk to you about something. Then Do Ming pushes him aside and tells Shikai that I want to talk to you about something. So come here, I want to show you something important. To this, Shikai says, I have a lot of things to show you right now. I am going to eat lunch cooked by my mom, saying that a rich person like you will never understand its value. She leaves from there. In the next scene, Shankai is playing a game with her friend Chan. Do Ming feels jealous seeing them together. He gets up and notices that Shankai was with Chan all the time. Then he throws a banana peel there and leaves, causing Chan to slip and fall down. In the next scene, Chan finds a joker card in his locker that shakily takes it from his hand. Taking the card, she said, so now he is harassing my best friend. Saying this, she goes away from there, after which she goes to Do Ming. She goes to him and angrily says, if you have any problem with me, then tell me why are you disturbing my friend. Do Ming said, then you are that farmer boy. Shikai said he is my best friend. Demon says your test is so bad after all. Why are you angry with him? What is there in making a friend in a farmer's field? When I ask her, Shanka says that he is 1,000 times better than you, and I feel happy with him. Who? Dao Ming said, I will give you 10,000 times more happiness than that. Then Chan comes there and offers milk to Dao Ming. But he throws it on Chan's face in anger. In the next scene, Chan gets a message from F4 that he will meet Chan on Monday evening. You have to come play poker with us at 6 o'clock. Chan is replying to him, but Shinkai tells him to call him. It would be better if you guys stay away from my friend. After this, Shikai goes to have lunch and sees that F4 is also sitting there. And Do Ming was staring at her for a long time, but Shikai avoids him. Then Do Ming starts coming towards her. Shikai runs away with her food and bumps into a boy. Then Do Ming goes to him and says that by staying with Chan you feel very happy, right? So, are you still feeling happy? Shikai said angrily, Daman, you are troubling us. Why are you doing this? Do you enjoy doing all this? Then he went near her and pulled her cheek and said, yes, I enjoy it. Come on now, you hit me and show me. Then Meiju comes there in anger and says that now it is enough. Saying this, he picks up Shikai, and he was about to take her and leave from there, when Du Ming also held Shikai's hand and said to him, now don't say that you love this girl. I like it if you consider me your friend, then leave her hand, but he doesn't leave her hand. After that, Dowman says, I thought that if you go with him today, then never talk to me again. Everyone was surprised to see that for the first time there was a meeting between the members of F4. A fight was going on, and Meiju goes away from there taking Shankai with her, due to which Doman was getting very angry. This episode starts with, I tell Qing Shankai that Do Ming is not a bad person, but sometimes he behaves a bit immature, saying that she starts cleaning the food from his clothes, but Shankai says that she will do it herself, after which Tenzing says that she is Meiju. I have known him for many years, but this is the first time I have seen him so angry. You must be a very important person for him. On this, Shinkai says that this is impossible. Meiju likes you, do you also like Maju? On this, he is tensed. She doesn't reply, and then gives Shankai other clothes to wear, and tells him that girls should always be clean and stylish. Hearing that she should stay, Shankai keeps those clothes and also gives her new shoes, due to which Shankai gets very impressed with her. The next day, Chan came to Shikai and asked, are you wearing new shoes? Shikai replied, Tan Singh has given these to me, Chan. He said, please forgive me. I should have punched Dao Ming when he was troubling you. Shikai said, you can't win against them, and you don't need to get into trouble because of me. After that, Chan said, by the way, Mary, the family has a villa, so do you want to go on vacation there during the holidays? We will have a lot of fun there. Then he will tell her about the villa. While I was telling this, Shankai faints, and in the next scene, Shankai's mom is telling his dad that if she doesn't get well soon, then we will have to arrange tuition for her because she will miss her classes. So her dad says no, the tuition will be very expensive. After this, he goes to give medicine to Shakai, seeing which Shakai says, "Dad, can I give you medicine?" He must have taken so many medicines. Then there is a knock on the door of his house. Then his mother says that your classmate might meet you. When he came, Shakai said, "You must be relieved," Mom says. "No, he is a very handsome boy. Shakai should come out quickly." Then his dad came out. He goes and says, "Am I looking at myself in the mirror? It is really tall and handsome." Then Shanka goes outside and looks at it, that Du Ming had come there, and she said to him in anger, "How dare you come to my house, Mom? Dad should do this right now. Take me out of here. I have fallen ill because of this." Hearing this name, her mom and dad get shocked and say that Du Ming is a famous person. He is the son of a businesswoman. Then Du Ming said, "I think Shakai has some misunderstanding about me. That's why I have come to apologize to her." Then her mom says Shakai doesn't think, before speaking, you should not become a friend because of her. Saying this, he brings her inside, and after coming inside, he told her, "I knew your house would be small, but it would be this small. I had not thought of this." Then Shakai's dad says, "That is because you are very tall, but you are perfect for us. That's why, Shakai." She said, "Now that you are done, get out of here. There is the door." Then her mother put her hand on her eyes and started saying, "Shakai, she has a fever, so she is behaving a little rude. Please don't get angry." Then he also asks her to have dinner with him. Hearing this, Shakai says that if this time you throw food on my face again, then my mom will beat you badly. Then her mom. Again, she put her hand on his eyes and said, "Don't talk nonsense. Why would I do this?" Then Du Ming would say yes to having dinner there. In the next scene, he sits with her and starts having dinner. He likes the food a lot and thanks her mom after hearing this. Shankai starts laughing loudly, and the food gets stuck in his throat, so his dad scolds him and tells him to stop laughing while eating. After this, Shankai looks at Du Ming's face and says in her mind, "Today, for the first time, I have seen him so polite. He is even eating the food cooked by my mom. Is he trying to fool me again? He is trying to finish his food." Later, when Du Ming is leaving, Shakai's mother tells him to stop eating and ask his classmate out. "Leave me alone," Shakai said angrily. "Mom, I have fever," Mom says. "But now you seem fine. We just have to go till outside," then she. Angrily, she goes to see him off outside, and Du Ming tells her, "It seems your parents like me a lot." So Shakai said, "Now you have come out, so stop pretending. What were you trying to do? I am sick. You should be happy then." Dauman says, "I am not happy at all saying this." He checks her fever and then makes a rude voice. I said, "Who gets fever in summers?" Then Shakai said, "Tell me, why did you come to my house?" Dauman says, "You are the 7th-day summer fever. What are you going to do on vacation?" Shakai says nothing. Then Du Ming says, "I am going to Hawaii. Are you interested?" Shakai says that the tickets there will be very expensive, and I don't have that much money. I don't even have 500 yuan. You are talking about 50,000. On this, Dauman says, "Then I will pay for you. And anyway, you are in these vacations. You are free." But Shakai says, "I am going with my friend Chan to his family villa. We will have a lot of fun there." Shakai, he said angrily, "You are going with that farmer boy." Shakai says, "Yes, we have already planned, and I am not ready to do this. I am happy that I don't have to see you for 7 days, Demon says, "so I don't even want to see you after hearing this." When Shankai says bye to him and starts to leave, Duman says that your house is not there but here. Then Shankai goes towards her house in the next scene. Shankai is going to her friend Chan's family villa, after which they both go to a beach, where both of them, he was shouting his name loudly. Then Shankai shouted and said, "My name is Shankai." F4, go to hell saying this. He became very angry. she becomes happy, and in the next scene, both of them reach the villa. After this, Chan takes her for a boat trip, seeing which Shankai said that such a big boat would be very expensive, so Chan said that I was talking about that small boat. Later, both of them go and sit in the boat, but it was not starting properly. Then a big boat comes from the front. She sees the F4 in the car, and seeing this, Shankai says that he was going to Hawaii. Then how did he come here? Chan saw them and said hello. But Shankai stops him and takes him away from there. But then Dao Ming reaches there. Then Shankai says, "You are here. What are you doing?" Dao Ming said, "I can go wherever I want in this world. Do I have to give you a reason? By the way, that is your family boat. So what about it? You should go to a pond." Then he makes fun of them and goes away from there. After this, Tenzing says to them that tonight we will go to a pond. If we are going to have a party, then you both must also come. Shankai says, "I do not want to come to trouble you people." Tenzing says, "Don't worry, I will be there. So Dao Ming won't bother you. Come, let me do your makeup first. I will do it. After that, we will pick up the dress for you." Saying this, she takes him with her. We see in the next scene that F4 are having a party, and on the other side Tenzing is doing her makeup. Then Shankai asks her if Du Ming and when Manju's fight is solved, she says maybe not, because Du Ming is a little immature, and he doesn't even talk to Miju. But don't worry, his anger will subside in some time. Then she also gives him a gift and tells him that the next week my birthday is coming, so you must come too. Shankai says, "So can I bring my friends too?" tensioning. She says yes to this, and in the next scene, Shankai arrives at the party, wearing a very pretty dress, and all the F4 members welcome her. He keeps watching, and then he asks Dao Ming, "Are you feeling well today?" Dao Ming replies in a rude voice, "Yes, it looks fine." Now everybody starts having fun there. Dao Ming was looking at Shankai. Shankai starts to climb him by gesturing, then Daman starts going towards her, but they both accidentally fall on each other, and the lights also go off when the lights are on. When it happens, everyone sees that both of them are kissing each other, and people also start live streaming it. Because of this, Shankai becomes very sad. Then Dao Ming says to her, "What kind of expressions are you giving? Is this yours?" Hearing that it was the first kiss, Shankai looks at Miju and then leaves from there. In the next scene, she is saying while going to her room, she says, "I have so much bad luck. He ruined my first kiss." After this, she sees a dream in which she is with a boy. She was getting married, and that boy was none other than Dao Ming. After the marriage, Dao Ming kills her by pushing her into the water. After seeing the dream, she wakes up scared, and the next morning she goes to the beach with her friend Chan, where A4 was also present. Hearing Jimin calling Shankai by whose name he calls him first, Chan asks which is the first kiss. So Jimin tells him that yesterday Shankai and Doming Chan gets very angry upon hearing that they kissed each other, and then Demon says, "I am sure that this person also did the same thing. I was waiting for that, so he pushed me down and kissed me." Then Shankai goes to Miju and says, "This is not true. Someone had pushed me." To which Meiju replied that you don't need to explain all this to me. It doesn't matter to me. On hearing who he kissed, Shankai gets very sad and then runs away from there. Du Ming is very shocked to see this. I was feeling jealous. In the next scene, Chan goes outside Du Ming's villa and says, "You have stolen Shankai's first kiss. I will kiss you. I will not leave you. You gave me the Joker card, right? Okay, I accept this challenge." Then Doming opens the door, and when Chan goes to hit him with his slipper, Doming stops him and says, "You are a farmer boy. Will you be able to play this game, Chan?" He says, "Are you scared?" Dauman said, "Okay, then let's start. If I win, then you will not stay with Shankai." Chan is this. He accepts it. In the next scene, both of them are together on the boat, and Dauman is saying that Shankai is very rude, and she is an arrogant girl. Even after wearing such a pretty dress, she was looking stupid. Hearing this, Chan says that maybe you don't know. That Shankai is such a nice girl. You don't know how cute she used to be before coming to this college. She used to be in school. In 1989, our class fund was stolen, so the teacher stopped us all in the school to find the thief. Now we see that the teacher tells all of them that this theft must have been committed by one of you. You all think yourselves very smart. Come on, take out a pen and paper and write down who you suspect. The people whose names have been written the most number of times must be among them. One of them must have stolen it. Then Shakai stood up and said, "Sir, we cannot do this with our classmates." Then Chan says, "Because none of our classmates can steal, then some other students also start supporting them, due to which." When the teacher punishes them all, Chan says to Shakai, "You were acting very cool, right?" Shakai replies, "You are also acting cool. Now stop crying." After listening to this, Dalman says, "Why does your story seem familiar to me? Have I heard it before? Have you heard this story from any movie?" Chan says, "No, this really happened. You know, in the same year, Shaika-e also became my wife." Dooming shouted and said, "What nonsense are you talking about?" Then Chan showed him a game. He said that we crossed many levels together in this game, and we even got married in this game. Hearing this, Demon asks, "Do you want to do that? You must be stupid. Because of whom are you feeling jealous of us?" On the other side, we see Shakai, who was looking at that dress. She goes to Tensing's room to return the thing that Tensing gave her, where she sees Tensing telling Miju, "Do you like Shakai because you care about him so much, and I'm a little jealous because of that." Meiju says, "You both are exactly the same. You care for everyone and want to live like a princess. If someone gets hurt because of you, even if I get hurt, it does not matter to you." Saying this, he came very close to her, and then tells her that you said that. Saying that I care for Shakai, he pushes her on the bed and tells her, "But the truth is that I only care for you." Saying yes, he starts kissing her. Seeing this, Shanka gets sad and goes away from there. In the next scene, she comes alone on the beach, and she says to herself, "Why am I getting so sad? I already know that he likes Tense." Then she gets flashback. "I remember Meiju kissing her and saving her from being bullied many times, and remembering this, she starts crying a lot." On the other hand, Tensing asks Meiju, "When did you become like this?" Meiju says, "Then how else should I have been had I told you I kissed you forcefully? But why didn't you stop me?" Then Tensing says, "I haven't even realized that you have grown up. But now I have realized that on the other side, Chan and Doman are returning after fishing when they see Shakai sitting there. We see Chan goes to her and says, "Why are your eyes getting red? Were you crying?" But Shakai says that she is mine. "There was dirt in my eyes. But what are you both doing here? Did you take revenge from him?" Then Chan says, "I did. He was challenged for fishing and Dao Ming lost in it." Hearing this, Daoman says, "Then why do you feel so great in this?" Saying this, he starts looking at Shakai. Then I say to Chan that, "Why are you blushing?" Saying this, he pushes him down, he drops it and asks her, "Who were you thinking about?" And blushing, Daoman says, "What do you have to do with that? That's what." But both of them have an argument, and then Do Ming says to Shankai that, "You make your friend understand, or else I will beat him up after this." They both start beating each other. Shankai smiles after seeing them, while on the other hand, we see that Meiju. He moves away from Tensing and tells her that I did not want this, to which Tensing replies that we are adults now. If we take responsibility, then we can do whatever we want. If I did not want this, then I would not even give you a chance to do this. Saying this, she is about to kiss him, but then Do Ming comes there and knocks on their door and runs away, and then Meiju wears that dress. He sees the room which Shakai had left behind. In the next scene, everyone is having dinner, and Shakai is looking towards Miju's room, very sad. Then Meiju comes there and takes the bottle from her hand and asks her, "Did you see everything?" Shakai says, "Yes, sorry, I just went to return the dress." "Do you hate me? I know I'm just a trouble for you, but in my eyes, you are an important friend of mine." Hearing this, Meiju says that if I hated you, I would have told you so many times. Saying, "Why should I save him?" He goes to his room and starts playing music there, which Shakai, standing outside, hears. She keeps listening. Then Do Ming comes in Miju's room and gives her something to eat. Then her eyes fall on Shakai. Shakai starts hiding from him. Then she says to herself that there are many kinds of happiness in this world, but for me it is Miju's. One smile is enough. Next day, Daoming was getting ready at his home when the butler came there and said, "You look very happy today. By the way, if the color of your tie is not matching with your outfit, then you should wear something else." Then Daoming remembers in flashback that when Shikai kissed her, she was wearing the same t-shirt, so he tells the butler that it looks good to me. Then the butler. He goes from there. After this, Shikai becomes very happy and starts dancing, and while dancing, he went to the college, while on the other hand, Shikai comes to the college and sits on the stairs. Then her friend Chan comes there and says that yesterday, I saw F4 fishing. My parents were very happy to know that I had defeated him. Then he was praising himself in front of him, when suddenly F4. The members come and hit him on the head and go away. Seeing this, Chan wishes them good morning, but they do not reply to him. After this, he said shakily that it seems now he has started considering me as his friend. Earlier, he had never even seen me, but today he hit me on the head. Only friends can do this. After this, we are shown a class scene where Jin happened. Shikai sees the kissing video of Daoming, and Daoming, then her friend says that earlier she used to kiss Daoming only in front of you. She used to flirt, but now she directly kissed him. So Jinhui said that she kissed Daoming and Miju. At the same time, she is flirting with both of them, because she just wants to be famous. In the next scene, Chan is telling Shikai that the video goes viral. And then Shikai finds out that she cannot find her shoes in her locker, and then Daoming arrives there. Seeing the person who is wearing his shoes, Shikai asks, "Why are you wearing my shoes?" To this, Daoming replies, "So these are yours. These are shoes, that's why they are so tight to me." Shikai said, "Daoming, are you crazy? Even at this age, you are so immature. How can that be? I feel bad for you." Saying this, she leaves the place in anger. After this, Daoming kisses her. But he starts laughing and says to his friend, "Did you see his face? He was so angry with me," but his friend did not like this. But he does not react and says to him that we are thinking that why have we made an immature boy like you our friend? Then why don't you call him a doomed person? I thought, don't worry, this was only the first part of my plan. My plan is that first of all, I will use her as seductress, and she will fall in love with me, and then I will dump her, which will make her very sad, and no one will be able to help her in this. His friend says, "I am afraid that you might fall in love with her first." Then Daoming says, "Am I crazy?" Hearing that I will love such a girl, his friends leave him alone there and go away. In the next scene, we see that Miju was drawing a girl on the rooftop, when Shikai comes there and asks, "Are you drawing Tensing?" Meiju asks, "Does she look like her to you?" Sakai says, "Yes," and then tells her, "You have a square on your head." Miju couldn't see it, so Shikai goes a little closer to her and says, "Can I move it?" So Miju says yes then. Shikai starts removing the dust from her body, and Miju keeps looking at him. After this, Shikai says in his mind, "When I am with Miju, I spend time on the rooftop, which is the most relaxing time for me in school," and Jinhui made a video of both of them. In the next scene, we see Daoming smiling after seeing Shikai's trip photos, which his friends see. He says, "I think he has really fallen in love with her." Even then, Jinhui comes there and says to Daoming, "Hi, my name is Jinhui, and I really like you a lot. My classmate Shikai behaves very rude with you. Nah, I have no idea about you." Hearing that he has a video to show, Daoming immediately takes the phone from his hand, which had the video of Miju and Shikai. Seeing this, Daoming gets very angry. Then his friend said that Shikai had just touched Miju's hair. But Jinshi said that they meet daily on the rooftop these days, even though Miju likes Tensing, but Shank is still not happy with her. She is interested. First she kissed you, and now she is flirting with Miju too. That's why Daoming gets angry and shuts up with her and then goes away. In the next scene, Chan asks Shikai, "Which dress will you wear on Tensing's birthday? If you are going to wear it, then Shikai says, "I haven't decided yet." After this, Shikai tells Lee that Tensing's birthday is this week. There is a party. Do you want to come too? Lee says, but she did not invite me. Shakai says, "It's okay. She said that I will come. I can also bring my friends. Chan is also going to go with me." Then Lee says yes to going there. Then Shakai gets his. When she does not find the notebook, she says that maybe I forgot it on the rooftop. I will bring it right away. After this, she goes to the rooftop and finds her book. She takes it, but then Do Ming comes in front of her and asks her, "What are you doing here? Now tell me the truth." She starts avoiding him and leaves when Demon starts saying that you use tricks on me. And saying this, he pushes her against the wall. Then she gets suspicious of him. While freeing her hand, she says, "What are you doing? Let me go or else I will get angry." Do Ming said, "I will get angry." Shakai says, "But what have I done to you?" Hearing this, Do Ming hits his hand hard on the wall, and he says, "Stop pretending. You know very well what you have done." Then Shakai pushes him and runs away from there. She runs but falls down while running, and at that time Do Ming also reaches there. Shakai steps back and tells her not to come near him. But then Dao Ming comes there, catches hold of her and lifts her up and starts kissing her forcefully. Then she cries and says, "Dao Ming, I am begging you, please stop." And then she sits there and starts crying a lot. So Dao Ming goes to her and says, "Please stop crying, I will not hurt you again." After this, when she goes back to her home, she should fix her hair first. She takes it so that her mom and dad don't know anything. When she goes inside, her dad asks her to eat, but she is hesitant. She said, "I am not hungry," her dad asked. "Are you on diet?" "Wait a minute. How did this blood get on your clothes? Did anyone see you?" "I have been bullied," Shakai says. "No, I fell down." Then her mom said, "Tell me the truth. Has anyone hurt you?" "Stop lying." On this, Shakai says, "I am very tired. Please let me rest." Saying this, she goes to her room and she closes the door. She was very angry and was crying a lot too. The next day, Do Ming had put a bandage on his hand. I was coming to school, and Shakai was coming from the front, and they both started looking at each other. Shakai was feeling very awkward, then he turned his head. She changes her path and leaves. In the next scene, we see Meiju, whose friend is telling her that I think tensing is, "The bar has come back for you. You call her your feelingless. I will think about it." After this, she looks at Du Ming. They ask, "How did you get hurt in your hand? Did you hit Shakai or the wall?" But Du Ming replied to them without saying anything. Dee goes to class. In the next scene, Shakai's friend Shay asks him, "Why did Du Ming do this to you?" But Shakai says, "I am myself confused. First, when he stole my shoes, he seemed stupid to me. But the next moment it has become so dangerous. Well, from now on, I will go to school a little early and come back home directly so that I don't bump into him again." Shay said then, "What about Tensing's birthday party? You will bump into him there. Well, there will be a lot of people there, so pretend as if you did not see it there." Shakai said, "Yes. What else can I do except this? Then change your shoes and dress." She is going to do it, and then she asks him whether that handsome boy, Hanjlu, is also going to come there, and scolds him for doubting this. On the other hand, we see Lee, who had gone to buy a dress for the birthday party, but that dress was very expensive. The salesgirl tells her that she can pay for it in installments, after which she buys the dress, and then The party scene is shown where Shakai had brought her two friends along, and the three of them start enjoying together. They see F4 coming from the front. Shakai sees Doman and hides, and starts running from there. But then Jimin sees her. He takes her and stops her and says, "Shakai, you are looking very pretty today." Saying this, he goes from there. After this, Shakai and Doman go too. A while they were looking at each other, Shakai was feeling very awkward. Then Do Ming started coming towards him, but then a person came near him. A girl comes and starts talking to him, but they both are still looking at each other, while on the other side we see Meiju. Let's see, he was getting ready for the party, and then he remembers a scene in flashback in which Tensing was going abroad, and seeing this, Meiju felt very bad. Then Tensing went to her and hugged her and said to her, "Meiju, don't be sad. Yes, I will be back soon." Remembering all this, Meiju starts smiling. In the next scene, we see Lee, who is at the party. She is coming when the security guard stops her and asks for the entry station. Lee says, "My friend is inside. Can you let me in?" On this, the security guard said, "I am sorry, you will need an invitation to go inside. After this, you will have to call Lee Shikai," but she is not picking his call, due to which she becomes very sad. On the other hand, Shahu collides with an uncle, and his wine fell on his clothes, so the uncle angrily says, "Do you know how expensive this suit is? Then why are you scared?" She says, "Sorry, it just happened accidentally." Then that uncle said, "Never mind, you clean it." But then Hanjlu came there. He goes and says to that uncle, "Let me clean it, by the way. Your suit is not that good." Hearing this, that uncle goes there. He left, and then Shahu said thanks to him and said, "Do you remember me?" "Yes. Salu says you are very cute, so I will remember you." "How can I forget?" Then Shikai comes in between and says, "What are you doing?" Julu says, "We are in public. So what can I do?" Then Shanka takes Xiao with her. Then Shay tells her, "I think he is very handsome, and his voice is also very nice. He is not like Dao Ming at all." Shaki said to him, "First you give me your phone. I want to call Lee, but my phone." He died. After this, she takes Shaw's phone and calls Lee. By then, Lee had left from there. Shikai asks her, "Lee, where are you?" "I am sorry, my phone was dead." To this, Lee says that I suddenly had some work, so I will not be able to come to the party. Saying this, she cuts the call, and after this, we are shown a party scene, where suddenly the lights go off, and then their birthday guard Tensing enters, and Miju goes there and extends her hand for him. Tensing comes down and holds her hand. She takes it, and then Miju holds her hand and takes her in front of everyone. After this, both of them start dancing together, and they... Seeing this, Shanka asks, "What kind of relationship is there between these two right now?" Then an F4 member tells her that tension is very much for Miju. He is an important person. When he was young, he had a disease called autism, and his mother was very strict with him, due to which he suffered a lot. The illness worsened, and we were unable to understand how to help him. And then suddenly a tension came in his life. People also avoided him a lot, but Tensing did not give up, and whatever Meiju is today is because of Tensing, and now he has shown us. It is said that both of them had become very good friends in childhood itself. After a while, their performance ends, and then Meiju said to her, "I want to tell you something." But then Tensing stops her and says, "I know," and saying this, she goes there. She leaves, and in the next scene she blows out the candles and then tells everyone present there that today I am 24 years old, and I am going to take the biggest decision of my life. I am giving up my position as the heir to the tank group, and am going to I want to become a lawyer, because I want to help poor people. Hearing this, her dad angrily says, "Tensing, what are you doing? Have you gone mad?" Tensing replied, "Mom, Dad, I am sorry. I am a little stubborn, but I am going to Paris in a few days, and I have no intention of coming back." Meiju feels very bad hearing this, because today he was going to propose to her. After saying this, Tensing cuts her hair, seeing which everyone is shocked, and Meiju runs away from there after seeing all this. After this, Tensing also followed him, and then Shikai also followed them both. In the next scene, we see that Meiju is crying a lot, and then Tensing comes to her and says, "I am sorry. I know what you should say to her. He wanted it, but I cannot say yes to it." Saying this, she takes his right on him. On the other hand, when Shaika-e sees all this, then her eyes fill with tears. She also starts crying. After this, she goes back to the party and drinks too much. After getting drunk, she starts walking alone. And then Do Ming sees her there and angrily asks her, "Are you hiding here and listening to me?" On this, Shikai said, "I have no interest in listening to your nonsense." On this, Daoman says, "Do you know how many girls I have? She is after me, but I have never given attention to anyone till date." On this, Shikai says, "Then why are you attacking me? You haven't even apologized for the time that happened." So Demon said, "Why would I apologize to you, idiot? He doesn't even know what mistake he has done." Then Sheikah-e puts her head on him, and Daming tells him that you are doing all this in public. "I shouldn't do that." Just then 2 girls were passing by, so Do Ming was trying to pick her up, but Shikai vomits on her. Next morning when she wakes up, she finds herself at her home. Then she goes outside and tells her mom, "Mom, when I came back home last night, her mom said Do-Ming left you at home. He is really such a nice boy. He is handsome and very sensible too. I wish he was my son-in-law." Saying this, she goes away from there. In the next scene, we see that Lee is eating alone when Shikai and Chan come and sit there, and then Chan takes her to Tensing's birthday party. Starts showing the photos of which Lee feels very bad because she could not go there. Then Shikai says to her that today, you are so. When she asked why she was eating less, Lee replied that she didn't have much money at home, and that was why she was not feeling well. She gets up and leaves, saying, "I must go." In the next scene, Shanka is in the ground, and then she sees Do-Ming there. She sees him and is about to leave from there, but Do-Ming stops her and goes to her and says, "Do you want anything?" "I don't want to say it," Shikai says. "What do you want now?" Do-Ming said, "You vomited on me yesterday. So don't you want to say sorry, Shikai?" She said, "You too did not apologize to me for your mistake last time." To which Do-Ming said, "If you do not apologize to me, if you wanted, you could have at least said thanks to her. After all, I had dropped you at home and left from there, saying thank you in a rude voice." She starts to leave, but Do-Ming grabs her t-shirt and pulls her towards himself, and then says to her, "Last night you got drunk and talked to me. I said a lot. Tensing is going to Paris. You are very happy about this, right? Because now you will get a chance to get Meiju." When Shikai does not give him any reply, Do-Ming leaves from there. In the next scene, we see Meiju, who is alone on the rooftop. He was sitting and was very sad. Then Shikai comes there and comes to him and says, "You are also shocked by Tensing's decision. Will you let her go?" Meiju says that Tensing always takes her own decisions, and now she will do as she pleases. Shikai said, "But if she goes to Paris and falls in love with someone else, then please go and stop her." "Can he listen to you?" Misu says no. Once he takes a decision, no one can change his mind. After hearing this, Shikai says in her mind, "When I first heard that he is going to Paris, I became very happy because I thought that after he leaves, Meiju will forget him and then he will notice me. But now all those selfish thoughts are going out of my mind. Thoughts are gone. Today is the first time I have seen Meiju so depressed, and I am not happy at all to see this." Next in the scene, we see that Tensing is with Shikai and asks him, "Why did you call me to meet you then?" Shikai says, "Lagi Tensing, can you please cancel your trip to Paris? You can study while staying in China." Tensing says, "What? Meiju asked you to tell all this." Shikai says, "No, he is not stopping you from going because he doesn't want to pressure you. Actually, he really wants to be with you. If you go away, he will be really sad, so please don't. Go for Meiju," but Tensing says, "Shinkai, I'm sorry I can't do this. I also don't want to make Meiju sad now. You may call me stubborn or selfish, but I will not change my mind for anyone." Shikai says, "Don't you like Meiju?" On this, Tensing said that love is not an important thing for me. My dream is more important than that. Saying this, she went there. She leaves. Then Meiju comes there and angrily says to Shinkai, "What were you doing? Who told you to do all this, Shinkai?" She said, "I thought I could stop him." Meiju said, "What do you think of yourself? Please stop interfering in all this." Do Shikai says, "But after today, you both will never meet again, and I don't want to see you sad." Meiju says, "Don't worry about all this." Hearing this, Shinkai gets sad and leaves from there, after which Meiju goes to the rooftop and tells her. A scene comes to mind in the flashback in which Tensing tells her that she should do a handstand now so that she doesn't cry. Saying that he fell, she shows him how to do a handstand. Now we see that Meiju starts doing a handstand while Shikai on the other side. She says to herself in a very sad tone, "Why did Meiju get so angry? What mistake did I do? He was absolutely right. I have no right to interfere in his life." In the next scene, we see that they had come to see off Tensing, but Meiju had not come there. He also called him, but Meiju was not picking his call. Seeing this, a doubt arose in his mind. Is it true that Meiju would not even come to say goodbye to him? Then Do-Ming comes there with a box. Sean tells him that in this box. "What is it?" Demon said. There is a gift for Tensing in it, which is very special, and I can't show it to you right now, then she said suspiciously. Seeing her, he says, "Why are you so upset? You are already upset, and being sad, you are looking even more upset." Then Shikai says to her, "Daoman, do you like anyone?" Daoman said, "Why are you suddenly asking this question?" Shikai said, "Because when we like someone and he is happy, then standing at a distance and watching him is enough to do so." On this, Daoman says, "What kind of person is this? You are talking stupid things. If you die tomorrow, then won't you regret that you told her your feelingless self, who tells them all that I am leaving? You all take care of yourself and also tell Meiju to take care of herself." Then Doman says, "I will beat her in your place." Then Tensing says, "Please don't bully Shinkai." To this, Dao Ming says, "Who has so much time?" Then he says goodbye to her. Saying this, she leaves from there. While leaving, an A4 member said, "I still cannot believe that Tensing has gone and Meiju has said goodbye to him. He did not even come to say bye." Then Meiju comes from the front. Then they ask him, "When did you come?" To which Meiju replies that it was an hour ago. "But I was hiding behind a pillar." Then Shikai scolded him and said, "Why were you hiding? Now when you see her leaving, you will. Are you satisfied? Tensing has gone to fulfill her dreams, so if you like her, you should also follow her. Why don't you go? You should follow him." On this, Meiju showed him the ticket and said, "My next flight is also to Paris." Hearing this, they become happy and accept his rights. Then he came to Shikai and said, "Shikai, you were absolutely right. I had given him this way, I cannot let her go. So I will follow her." Saying this, he kisses her on the forehead and then goes away from there, letting her go. Seeing this, Shikai also smiles. In the next scene, they are watching their flight leaving, and seeing this, Shikai's eyes fill with tears. Seeing this, Jill said, "I did not expect that Shikai likes Meiju so much." But then why did he send her to Tensing? Then Shikai says in her mind, "I let both of them go together, because I want that. They both lived a happy life." Then she tells them that because I was tired of approaching Meiju, hearing this Du Ming, he gets a little sad, and then comes to her and says, "Shikai, let's date each other." Shikai says, "What did you say?" Doman says, "Are you deaf?" On this, Shikai says that I could not hear anything due to the sound of the plane. "Tell me, what did you say on this?" Ming shouts and says, "You are really stupid. Now I can't say it again." Saying this, he leaves from there. In the next scene, Do Ming was looking at something on his phone when his two friends snatched the phone from him and told him that this is the opposite. There is a perfume that attracts both genders. My friend sells this perfume. If you want, I can order it for you too. Well, now there are two love experts sitting in front of you, but first tell me, who is your target? Is it Shaika or not? Well, whoever you are, we can give you dating tips to this. Daoman says, "Come on, tell me, what should I do?" Then his friend tells him. He starts telling me that the first thing is that you should never be late for a date. You should reach there 10 minutes before the time, so that when he sees you, he feels that this date is very important for you and the restaurant you choose. The atmosphere of the house should be very good, and you should also keep a day ready for it along with a card. While talking, you have to look into his eyes and listen to what he says carefully. After that, he will go to meet his friends. He starts practicing it, but he was only thinking about it. His friends were still giving him tips and listening to them. He started practicing it. Duman says, "What nonsense are you telling me? Can't you tell me something simple?" In the next scene, Shinkai and Chan are together. While they are sitting, Chan sees a notification from the college and tells Sakai that Duman has sent a notification to the college bulletin. "Both of us have been mentioned on the board. I think I am going to become famous very soon, in just 1 month." Comes on board, then Shikai reads a notice which says that A4 members are challenging Shikai and Chan to a poker game. Chan was very happy to see this, but Shikai was shocked, and then she tells Chan that we will never be able to win. He said, "Don't worry, I will train you too." In the next scene, we see that there was a huge crowd there. Then Shikai and Chan come there. Seeing them, the people started saying, So finally, these people have come. I thought that these people would run away. Well, it's fun to see how badly these guys lose. And then they both leave the poker room, but neither of them had the courage to call out to him. Then they mustered up the courage and went inside peacefully. He goes to Dao Ming and says that if you lose, then you will have to carry my bag for a day. So Dao Ming says, "Can you carry it for a day? Bet me for 10 years because you will never win. And if we win, you have to do what I want." Chan says yes to this, and then they start playing the game, and then Chan hides a card in his pocket. And F4 comes to know about this, and hence both of them lose the game, and then Shanka E says, "We have lost now. Tell me, what do you want?" On this, Jimin said that there is going to be another round between you and Doman. On hearing this, Chan started saying, "And what do you mean between the two? Where will I go?" Then both of them catch hold of Chan and take him away from there, and Chan falls on them. He is shouting that, "What are you guys going to do with Shikai? Don't even touch him." While on the other hand, Oh Shikai tells Du Ming, "Then, tell me, what do you want from her? Are you going to feed me sleepers?" But then Dao Ming starts getting close to her Shika E. When she is backing away from him, Dao Ming says that she will have to give him a dinner treat. On this, Shikai asks, "What did you say?" Then Dao Ming says, "Now don't pretend as if you haven't heard anything. You did the same thing last time at the airport." In the next scene, Shikai is at his home. And then she gets a message from Doming, who sent her the address of a restaurant. Seeing this, Shikai says that this is the end result. What does he want from me? Then he gets a call from Chan, who tells him that, "Are you okay or not? Those people gave you something big." So she did not feed him. But then the call got disconnected because Shikai's phone was not working. After this, she started saying to herself, "Doming, he will find some way to bully me again. Because of him. My phone also got broken. Well, let's see what he does now." In the next scene, Shikai comes for shopping with her mother. Her mother brings a jacket for her, but Shikai. She said, "Mom, this will be very expensive." Then Shikai said, "You try it once." After that, Shikai wears that jacket. It starts raining outside. Seeing this, Shikai said in her mind, "Will he be waiting for me?" "Mom, I have some work, so I have to go." She leaves, saying, "I'll see you later." We then see Daoman standing outside in the rain. He was getting wet when Shaika E comes there looking for him, shares the umbrella with him, and then asks him, "Why are you here?" As soon as he stood up, Duming grabbed him and said, "Do you know what time it is? I have been waiting for you for 3 hours, Shikai." She says, "Did I tell you that I will come then?" Demon says, "You lost the game, so you had to come." Then he tells her, he sees the tag on the clothes and asks her, "Have you bought new closets for our date? But these are only for rupees. 800 yuvans is so cheap." Then he took me away from Shikai and said, "You should have gone home." "Why were you waiting for this?" Doming said that. "Because your phone was not reachable. I thought you might have had an accident. That is why I stood in the rain and waited for you." After this, both of them go inside. Then Dam says to her, "Where are you taking me?" Shikai says, "I don't know this place. I know that you can get very delicious food here, and that too for only 50 yuan. Hearing this, Daman said, "Only 50 yuan? Can you buy me?" He says, "You are taking me to feed grass," and goes with her, and then tells her that the shops here are not open yet, thank God. "Let's go somewhere else." Shinkai says, "No, I know another place, you come with me after that." Doming follows him. He goes there, but that shop was not open either. Now she is taking him to another place for which they go in the lift, and then they come out. A cleaner comes and sees that a notice on the lift has fallen down, which says that work is going on here too, so no one should use this lift. While inside, Du Ming tells her that it seems you are going to starve me today. Then suddenly the lights go off, and seeing this, Damon wonders if the lift is faulty, and then both of them start calling for help. Then Demon kicks the lift in anger. Seeing this, Shikai says, "Stop doing all this. If this lift falls, then we will. They might die." To which Doman replies, "What else should I do?" After this, they see that both their phones are dead, and then both of them start shouting for help again. And on the other side, we see Shikai's mom, who is with all his friends. She was calling and asking about Shikai. No one knew anything about Shikai. Then his mother starts crying a lot. On the other side, we see Dao Ming, who goes to Shikai, who asks, "What are you doing?" Then Dao Ming goes to him, and close starts to walk, and then he falls down. Then she sees that he had a fever because he was standing in the rain for a long time. After this, Shanka makes him sleep in her lap and puts her jacket on him, and then tells him to wait for a while. Take rest, someone will definitely come to help us. In the next scene, we see that both of them had fallen asleep. Then Dao Ming's he wakes up and starts pulling Shikai's hair back, and then says to him, "I am sorry, it is my mistake. But you brought me here, I insisted you to come. Because of you, we are stuck in this. Now I am very tired and I am feeling hungry too." "I doubt it. She says that right now only I can take care of you. When you go home, then your mother will take care of you." To this, Du Ming gets sad and says, "I haven't seen my mom for 2 years. My dad died when I was in middle school, and then my mom went to work. Whenever we used to call her, we used to talk to her assistant, so we stopped calling her." Dia, on hearing this, Shinkai says that means you live alone in such a big house. "If I were in your place, I would feel very lonely. I feel like I am at fault this time. Now tell me, how can I compensate you?" Hearing this, Do Ming got up. He goes and looks at her, and then Shikai says that he didn't mean that. After this, Do Ming goes to kiss her. And he goes close, but then some people come there, and then Shikai gets up from there and runs away. After this, we see that Shikai. After coming out, he was feeling very nervous, and on the other hand, we see his parents who are reporting his disappearance to the police. While they were reporting, Shikai returns there, and upon seeing him, his mother starts beating him, but he escapes and goes to his room. I run away and go there and say, "Mom, I was stuck in the lift." So her mom said, "Could you not call us?" Shikai says that my phone was also damaged. After seeing this, her mother asks her to come out. When she comes out, her mom said, "You can use my phone now." After this, both of them bring food for her. Seeing this, Shanka becomes very happy. That shows how much his parents care for him. In the next scene, Chan comes to Lee and asks, "Did Shikai's mom give you any advice last night?" When she called, Lee says yes. She was asking if Shikai was with me. To this, Chan says, "I also called Shikai many times last night. I called, but he did not pick up my call. I don't know what might have happened to him. Yes, now I understand that it must be Do Ming. Because we lost the game, he must have punished Shikai saying this. He went away from there in anger. And Do Ming's friends tell him, 'We heard that you fell sick yesterday. How did you fall sick on a date? Did you follow the plan you had made?' To this, Doman says, 'No. We were stuck in the lift the whole night yesterday. I felt very bad. I was feeling cold, so Shinkai gave me his close-up. Then I was feeling very hot and was also sweating. Then he friends asked what happened in the end. Then Do Ming said that something was about to happen in the end, but then the workers came there. Hearing this, both of them leave from there. After this, we are shown the class scene where Shikai was feeling very sleepy, and she tries very hard to keep herself awake. Seeing this, Chan Li said that Do Ming must have bullied her a lot last night. After the class is over, both of them go to Shikai and tell him, "Your mom told me that last night did you not return home? Did Do Ming kidnap you? Did he feed you some weird thing?" To this, Shikai says, "No, nothing like that happened. Du Ming did not bully me as you think then." Jinhui tells him, "Shikai, now you should stop pretending. If you lost the challenge to him, then it is okay. But if you tell us, then we will go and talk to Do Ming, then only a boy." Coming there, he says that Shikai is calling you Dao Ming. Hearing this, the whole class starts looking at Shikai, and after this, they call Dao Ming. She went to meet Ming, and then she goes to him and says, "What do you want from me now?" So Do Ming gives her a bag, and Shikai says, "I cannot accept your gift." Then Do Ming said, "Idiot, who said there is a gift in this? This is your court today." She forgot to take it in the morning, then Shaika is taking it. But then Do Ming makes her wear the jacket with his own hands. Next, in the scene, the couple is talking about whether Shikai slept with Duman last night. After seeing all this, Chan says that now I cannot tolerate it anymore. "I can't do it. So you said that Dao Ming didn't bully you. Then how did he get your court certificate from? He must have tried to spoil your court. I don't think his intentions are right. Please tell us that." On why he took your court? Shikai says. I gave him my court because then Jinhui came there and said, when we haven't had any fun together since school started. So why don't we all go out to have fun tonight? Will you join us? I don't want to go with you because you have become Doman's friend now. Then Shankai says, no, there is nothing like that. Then Jinhui says, so okay, tonight we are having a ladies' party. Hearing this, Chan said that this means I cannot go. After this, we have to go to the party scene. It is shown where everyone else is dancing, and Lee tells Shikai that you also go and dance. I will stay here. But Shikai said that I also don't want to dance. Let both of us finish our drinks together. Saying this, both of them started drinking. Then Jinhui came there and asked why you both were not dancing. To which Shikai replied that we cannot dance with you. You have a good figure, so Jinhee says you are also very cool. By the way, what did you do that Doming liked you? When I felt it, Shikai said that there is nothing like that between us. Doming is not my boyfriend. So she said no. If he is yours, if you don't have a boyfriend, then you introduce him to us. After this, Shikai drinks and she starts feeling a little hot there. That is why she starts going to the restroom. Then she sees a boy playing music there, seeing which she gets suspicious of Miju. She remembers him then. She starts smiling and goes to him because she was thinking him to be Miju. Then she touches him and says, saying I like you. She puts her head on his shoulder. Then her friends see her, and then Jinhui. She says that she is very good at side-using boys. Next morning, when Shikai wakes up, she sees that she was wearing different clothes and was at someone else's house when she finds a note in which it was written that last night, I had drunk a lot. When you wake up, call me. And seeing the name of that person written in it was Thomas. Shikai says, who is this Thomas? Then she remembers a scene in flashback in which Thomas picks her up and takes her to dance with him. And then Jinhui tells Thomas that we are Shikai's friends. Let's take a photo together. After which, they all take a photo with Thomas. Remembering all this, she doubts and says to herself, was Thomas and I last night? Saying this, she starts looking at him. In the scene, she comes to school and calls Thomas and asks him how she reached that hotel last night and where did her friends go. Thomas says she was drunk, that's why she asked me to take care of you. And I didn't know where you were. You live there, that's why I brought you to the hotel. Then Shikai sees Do Ming in front of her, who asks her, why are you so late today? If you have come, then Shikai says, what do you have to do with it? Saying this, she starts going towards her class, and then she stops and says to him, you tell me, why are you following? Were you waiting for me here? Daman says no. I was just passing by. Then he goes to class. When she starts leaving, Dao Ming stops her and gives her a jacket as a gift and tells her that next time, if you give me your clothes. So give me a little expletive. You must be feeling cold. Wear this. On this. Shikai does not give any reply. Then he goes very close to her and he asks, can I help you? Hearing this, Shikai runs away from there. After the class is over, Shikai goes to Lee. She asks, when did you go home last night and why did you not tell me? To which Lee replies, I don't remember anything because I had drunk a lot. Then she gets a call from Thomas on her phone, so she goes a little away and attends the call. Thomas says to her, Shikai, where are you? Your school is very big. I might get lost. Shikai is shocked and says, you are in my school this. Saying this, she quickly went to meet him, and with this, the episode ends here. To watch the next episode, click here. Subscribe the channel.